Hi, Nicole. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Yeah.
Yeah? Why just okay? Is there anything going on?
Recently I've been feeling worried just because Jeremy, my boyfriend Jeremy,
Mhm.
I've been feeling worried about his sister just really not liking me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of tension in that relationship, and I feel like it's difficult to relate. And I feel like she just doesn't want me around.
What is it that she does that kind of makes you think she doesn't want you around, or that she doesn't like you?
She a lot of times when I come over, like her door is kind of right near the door I come through, and if her bedroom door is open, she'll go and close her bedroom door.
Okay.
Or when I'm talking to her, she'll say like, "Oh, one word answers," or just really short responses.
Mm.
She seems kind of uninterested. She'll look at her phone. It's totally like she just doesn't want to be around me.
Okay. But it sounds to me like if I was in that situation, I wouldn't feel very welcomed either. Or that she really wants to get to know me.
That's exactly it. Like, I feel like I'm not welcomed, like I'm not wanted. It just feels so like she hates me.
Okay. Have you tried to address this with her directly? Have you tried to approach, maybe asking like...
Yeah, I don't know because I haven't said anything about it. I've told Jeremy, and it's hard for our relationship because I'm always talking so negatively about his sister. And I mean, they have a really strained relationship as well. They don't get along. Most of their conversations end in them yelling at one another. There's a lot of tension there.
So it sounds like you're a little bit worried that if you were to address this with her, that it would end in yelling, like it ends with her and your boyfriend.
I know, and I don't want to yell at her because that would just make her hate me more. And I feel like if I try, talking to her and addressing it with her, it's just not. I don't know that it's gonna work exactly. I want something to change, but I just don't see how it could.
In past situations where you've had conflicts like these, has there been anything that you've done that has ended in a positive result? Any ways you've kind of gone about it that has gone well?
I can't even think of one. I mean, there have been days where I've had conversations with her where I'm like, wow, that felt like it went really well. Like, that felt like maybe she likes me. Where, when we first started dating, like when I first started dating Jeremy, it felt like, okay, yeah, maybe she likes me. But I think as the relationship's gone on, it's just like she really doesn't.
Okay.
But, I think it's hard for me because I want to be liked. I want people to think that, I'm a good person. I want people to enjoy my company.
It also sounds like, correct me if I'm wrong, but what I'm getting from you is that you're a little bit worried about how you're being perceived in general, maybe, not just by Jeremy's sister, because I know that in relationships, of course, you want to be liked by the family and...
Yeah, I think that's true. I tend to have a lot of anxiety around what do people think about me, how do people perceive me, do they like me, do they want to be, friends with me. I tend to do a lot of when I have a conversation with someone, then going back on it later and thinking about, oh, what did they think when I said that? Was that wrong? And
I don't think you're alone in that. I think that's something that a lot of people do. It comes... Everyone has their insecurities, and everyone's worried about how other people perceive them. So I definitely don't think you're alone in that. And it's okay to be worried about that kind of stuff. But I can imagine that would place a lot of tension, not only on... Obviously, there's tension in the relationship with you and Jeremy's sister, but on your relationship with Jeremy as well.
It does. It really does place tension on it because there are times when things happen. Like, there's one day where I said to him, I was like, I have to leave. Like, I can't be in this house right now. I'm going home. And I think that was really hard for our relationship because he was like, is it something I did? Like, what happened? And I was like, no, like, she yelled at me and I can't handle it. And so, it's hard. And I like his family and that his mom's really great. His dad is awesome. He's so kind and always asking me about my life and how things are going. And his parents genuinely show that they care and that they like me. And his other sister, Victoria, is super nice. She asked me and Jeremy if we would join a gym with her and her boyfriend to go with them and spend time together. But with Amanda, it's just not good. It's just not there. And you know, I wonder, like, if the rest of his family likes me, like, what am I doing with her that she can't like me? And I feel like I'm trying extra hard and I'm placing all this pressure on me for Christmas. But what do I get her for Christmas? And Jeremy's like, well, I just give her a gift card. And I'm like, we can't give her a gift card. We have to give her some things that she knows that I like her and I listen. And
I think I'm hearing you telling me a lot of things that indicate that the rest of the family enjoys you being there. They enjoy your company.
They do, yeah. They really do.
Yeah. So I think that this might be a bit more about Amanda than it is about you.
Yeah, and you know, I think maybe part of it is that she's jealous. There were a few weeks there where, you know, she was really upset after Victoria because Victoria started dating Talon after I started dating Jeremy, and I think that Amanda was a little hurt by that, and
perhaps she feels a little bit left out.
There was actually a time when she cried to her mom about me and Talon being invited to a family get-together. They were going to family dinner, and I had been invited. I'd said I would go. Talon was invited. He said he'd go. We were all super excited about it. And then Talon and I were told that we were no longer invited. And it was kind of, they had said, the way Liz approached it with me is we just want it to be a family event.
Is Liz Jeremy's mom?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So she said, I just want it to be a family thing. Like, it's just going to be the 5 of us going to this. But I talked to Jeremy about it later, and I kind of pushed, and he ended up saying that Amanda went and cried to her mom and said, I don't want them there. That's not comfortable. This is about our family, not about them, and they're not part of our family. And so we ended up being uninvited, and Jeremy didn't go. He said, if Nicole can't go, I'm not going.
Well, I think that shows the strength of your relationship.
Yeah.
That your partner is willing to stand up for you and say, well, you know what, like, I'm standing by my girlfriend, and if she can't come, then I'm not going to come. So,
yeah.
It sounds like you're stressed about...
I felt really supported by him when he did that, and I think that it's been good, because as much as it's hard for him hearing about, you know, your sister's making me feel this way, and this is an issue, he's able to support me. And you're right, that's really good, actually. He's being really, he is being supportive of it.
Yeah. I think that, like, to me, your relationship sounds strong, and I think there are ways that you can kind of mediate what's happening with his sister and almost use it to strengthen your relationship.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, as you were talking, have you experienced anything like this in the past? And what are some of the ways you've attempted to deal with it?
I mean, I think maybe in the past, like, I've dealt with people not liking me before.
We all have.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to get along with everyone, and I think a lot of time I just kind of avoid it. Like, if I know someone doesn't like me, I just try to spend less time because I know they don't really want to, and, you know, it's harder, though, because it's actually someone who I have to be in the same room as, and, you know, if this, which I hope it will be, a long-term, serious relationship.
So it sounds like it's important for you to address this at some point.
Very important, yeah, very.
So if you were to rate how important this is to you on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not at all important, 10 being the most important thing in your life right now, whereabouts would you place yourself on that scale?
Probably an 8.
Okay, so it's pretty important to you.
Yeah.
So what makes it an 8 and not a 7?
You know, I think that it's important. I want to be with Jeremy for a long time. I can see us having a future together. And I think it's important, especially if we were to get married or have kids or anything like that. I think it's important that I have a good relationship with his sisters and that our kids see that and are able to have that positive relationship.
Absolutely.
And I want to be involved in his family, and I want to be able to have a relationship with Amanda like I have with Victoria, where I can joke around and I can laugh, and we share our experiences with one another, and we talk about our lives. And so yeah, it's just really important to me that I'm able to have that relationship with Amanda as well.
And I completely understand that. That's, yeah. So if nothing changes, where do you see this going? Like, how do you think this is going to develop, this issue?
Honestly, I think that what would happen is when Jeremy and I, currently we're both living at home, and I think if we ever were to move in together, we would probably stop talking to his sister outside of family gatherings.
And that would be sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would. I can see, I would feel upset by that because, family is one of my most important values, and I really care about my family, and therefore I care about my partner's family too, and yeah, but I could see us seeing her at Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Easter, and that being it.
Yeah. And that would upset you.
It would. That's not what I want. But
so what are the changes that you would ideally like to see? Like, if you woke up tomorrow and a miracle happened overnight and your relationship with Jeremy's sister was just great, what would that look like for you?
I would go over there and she would be happy to see me. She would say, "Hey, how are you? How's your day?" When I ask her questions, she would talk to me in a non-condescending way. We would be able to chat. I'd actually have her phone number, and we'd talk to one another. We would be friends, I guess. Like, it would look like a friendship to me.
Okay.
Yeah, and I wouldn't feel this anxiety every time I go there and I see that her car's there, thinking, "Oh, what's it going to be this time? What's going to happen today?" Yeah.
Are there any small steps you think you could take to move towards that? Like, you mentioned she would have your phone number, and do you think maybe you could...
Yeah, maybe I could talk to her about getting her phone number, and I could send her a text one day, or maybe even Snapchat, because Snapchat's a bit easier. Maybe if I was friends with her on Snapchat, I could send her something just one day, be like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" or something.
It's a way to connect, an easy way to connect.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hearing from you that you don't want to approach this from the angle of having a sit down with her.
No, I don't think that would work. I think it would result in her getting upset, getting angry. She would probably cry and yell at me, because every time she yells, she cries. So she would probably yell at me and cry, and I would feel horrible, and it just wouldn't go well at all.
So maybe making a very subtle effort to connect with her would improve things a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like it could.
Yeah. So when, in the past, when you have had people who you say don't like you, whether they do or don't, like, how does that affect you on an emotional level? Because I imagine that would be difficult, especially for someone who is your boyfriend's sister, who you want to connect with. I imagine it would be hard.
It's been very hard, I feel, I feel like almost, I don't even know the word, like, just like I'm unwanted by her. I feel like this kind of sense that, like, if I broke up with Jeremy, she would be happy. And it really hurts because, I just have this need for people to like me, and, Jeremy tells me he can't win everyone over, and I think that it's true, but it's just, it hurts my heart,
Of course, that's completely understandable. If I was in your position, I would feel the exact same way.
Yeah.
So, you're definitely, like, your feelings of hurt are founded, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's completely up to you whether you address this issue at all.
I would agree. Like I think like it is something that needs to be addressed.
Mm-hmm. You said that the
and
importance is very high, so
yeah. I just don't feel very confident. I just don't feel like it would go well.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So if we go back to the scale again,
yeah.
So you said the importance is very high.
Yeah.
How confident do you feel that you can make the changes in this relationship with Jeremy's sister? Again, on a scale of 1 to 10.
Maybe a 4.
Okay. So what makes it a 4 and not a 3?
Well, because I already have a good relationship with his sister. I have a good relationship
with his other sister.
Yeah, with Victoria.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, it's confusing when there's 2.
That's okay.
I have an amazing relationship with his mom and his dad, and a good relationship with him. And I think that because of that, I'll still be going over there. I'll still be seeing them, and I think I don't know. I mean, maybe if I can make that small change, if I can start talking to her, like we talked about the Snapchat. Maybe if I start, Snapchatting her and having those little conversations, then I'll be able to have more in depth, and maybe as time goes on, those small steps will lead to larger ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think like what I'm hearing is that the other people in Jeremy's family, they do like you.
They do, yeah, they really do.
And to me, you present as a very friendly, very open person.
Thank you.
You've been telling me that you've been making these small efforts to connect with his sister. So I think at the end of the day, even if your efforts don't end up paying off, like you've tried and you've put that effort in, and
yeah, that's
Jeremy's
true.
right. You can't win everyone over.
And it's true. I have tried. I've been strong, and I've tried, and I've done.
Absolutely.
I've put effort in, and I can keep putting effort in, and maybe it'll go somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, I don't think it's about you.
Yeah.
Try not to.
I think she's
take
really.
it personally.
I think she's quite jealous that she doesn't have a relationship, and I think that she sees the love that I get from the rest of her family, and it's funny because his sister and I are actually very similar people. Like we both talk a lot, we're both loud and noisy, and so I think maybe because there's that change, maybe that's something. So I don't know exactly, but yeah, I think that you're right, that I've been really strong in this, and that I've definitely made small steps, and I guess if I keep trying, maybe it'll be good. Maybe I can,
And the fact that you have this optimistic outlook as well towards the future, that also says something about you.
Yeah.
Because there have been lots of things that they have had the potential to kind of knock you down and make you give up. Like a lot of people would have given up by this point, and you haven't. So that's a great step forward. So thinking about the future, with your relationship with Jeremy's sister, you mentioned the Snapchat, maybe getting her number. Do you think that's something you could do by the next session and maybe come back and tell me how that goes?
Yeah, maybe this week I'll ask her about being on Snapchat together, and then I can come back and we can talk a little bit more about it. That would be good. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
We're out of time for today.
Okay.
But I look forward to the next session and hearing about how that goes. So
yeah.
I can walk you
so
out.
Much. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Wonderful.